Welcome to this week's Quick Charge. The Apostle Paul said, love is consistently kind. As we discovered last week, kindness in God's kingdom is especially meant for less than ideal situations and less than perfect people. King David expressed kindness to a lame man from the house of Saul because kindness is for the unhealed. In 2 Samuel 9:3, the Bible describes him as being injured in both feet, where he couldn't walk. Something happened to him, and he never fully recovered. And he's living with and carrying the damage and the after effects of some sort of hurt, some sort of heavy blow or wounding. In 2 Samuel 4:4, the Bible says Saul's son Jonathan had a son named Mephibosheth, who had not been able to walk since he was 5 years old. It happened when someone from Jezreel told his nurse that Saul and Jonathan had died. She hurried off with the boy in her arms, but he fell and injured his legs. The one who had been in charge of him fell when he was under their care. It should have never happened, but it did. He wasn't at fault. It was a tragic day for him. At age 5, he lost both his father and his grandfather on the field of battle in the same day. A devastating loss. His life is now in danger, and the person responsible for him let him down and did him harm, even though it was accidental. He fell, he was hurt, he's now less than whole and unhealed. This is real life. He's living with open sores and wounds on his feet that wouldn't heal with an offensive odor. Our unhealed places can give off a stench. In 2 Samuel 19:24, the Bible says he had not tended to his feet. This led perhaps to the nickname that was used behind his back, Baal, the quarreler of Baal. So his condition is viewed as a curse. Somehow he had angered the gods, or he was born under the wrong sign, or he was just simply bad seed. And he carried this label around and he was known by it. But then something happened. One day, God's kindness showed up at his door. And in 2 Samuel 9:5, the Bible says King David sent some of his officers to Lo-debar to bring Jonathan's son from there. He was living in Lo-debar. This is where the unhealed tend to live, in an out-of-the-way, distant, isolated place. Lo-debar means the pastureless place or the empty place, which is why the unhealed can be quite solitary, distant, closed, shut down, and hard to reach. This is why they are often unpredictable, touchy, and hard to love. But the kindness of the King finds him and brings him out of that place, being fetched home by kindness alone. Even though he's hurting, even though he's in pain, he's on his way to the King. Kindness draws people to the King, even though they've never met the King, even though they don't know the King. Kindness is meant for and made for the unhealed. No matter how bad it's been, or how long it's been, or how hard it may be to reach them, simple kindness will break through and overcome. Being consistently kind brings the unkind and the unhealed to the King, and that keeps it real. That's both our mission and our challenge. Why not inquire like David did? Is there anyone? Perhaps a difficult family member, a relative, a coworker, or an acquaintance who's been unkind and obviously unhealed. Start there. Who is God wanting you to bring to the King just by being consistently kind? Join me next week for another quick charge. God bless.